So hello everybody. We're here. I guess it's the fourth or fifth video. I don't remember. I have, but you can see all the videos in our playlist that I shared, and I'm going to share together with this video. And it's a big pleasure to have here with me at this time Luca. That will talk a little bit about one of the ways that we call extra features. So Luca, welcome. Please introduce yourself to start this conversation.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Joao, and hi to everyone. I'm Luca, the head of product for payments. I've joined Treatwell back in October last year, so I can still say
Same
that
as me. Same as me.
I actually indeed met at the retreat in
The retreat, yeah.
Venice was actually 2 weeks before
Cool.
joining Treatwell. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
So cool. First of all, can you tell us a little bit what is this waste all about? What is extra feature? What does it mean?
So extra feature, from my point of view, everything starts from the user and the value that we're delivering to the user, or what problem do we have and what does it take to solve that problem. Everything needs to start from there. And if we consider about user value or problem that we're solving, to me, extra feature is anything which is not either adding value to the user or contributing in solving a problem. And usually I've seen that materializing when we're talking about output instead of outcome, which I think which is another very interesting concept when talking about extra feature. As long as we as production teams, engineers, product manager, we focus on the outcome, what we want to achieve, and a bit less on the output, what are we going to be shipping in order to achieve our value, I think that we can be on a good step to avoid extra feature.
Amazing explanation. Amazing explanation. Yeah, and do you have any real world example, something that you saw in Treatwell or other company before Treatwell?
I'm actually thinking about Treatwell, and since I've joined with the payments and finance team, we've been focusing mainly on two big objectives that we have. One is solving our PSD2 compliance with Stripe Connect, and the second one is optimizing our internal finance efficiency with unified invoice. And if I think about those two specific, let's say, initiatives that we're driving inside our team on Stripe Connect, I can definitely see how we decided our rollout strategy, meaning that we started from the objective. So we're only developing right now the minimum set of things that we need in order to go live, starting on 10 venues, and then gradually rolling out to 100% of venues. But I'm not developing things right now which are not going to be needed if the whole thing is not going in the right direction. Because, for example, we want to provide details about Stripe Connect inside Igloo and also into Salesforce for all of our account managers to be able to see what is going on Stripe. But do we really need that piece of work? I'm hypothesizing, yes, we probably need that piece of work, but do I have data that is telling me that I need that piece of work? Not yet. So what we're actually doing right now, we're trying to focus everything on actually shipping as fast as possible on 10 partners, putting it live, seeing how are they going to be interacting with the KYC modules of Stripe Connect, and then If we see that there are issues on those partners, which are then reaching out to customer service, account managers, then we're gonna better understand what are the pieces of information that they need to handle that conversation. Because from my point of view, we should try to create a product that doesn't require that piece of additional information. And I can also make a similar example on unified invoice. We're still in there having an incremental delivery approach, and this is a bit more technical, but we're also trying to import payments that partners are making to us from Stripe into our system, because we have multiple payment systems, one on Triple Pro and one on Triple. So before going the extra mile and taking those payments which are coming in from the webhooks of Triple Pro and moving them into the ledger, we decided to quickly go live, launch the solution, which Alessandro Linardi and team communicated last week. So now we're live on 9% of partners, and then we can evaluate: do we need that additional piece of work? Yes or no? And depending on the stats and the user value, we're going to be deciding, yes, let's also implement that other piece of work. Do those examples resonate with you?
Reason, yeah. While you were talking, I was remember also in the past, before Tritle, I worked for a company, and we stayed like one year and a half launching a solution, and it was interesting because we launched a launch party. Yeah, we got it. We made it. Everybody happy with the launching. And a few months later, we realized that 8% of the features were not used by the customer, and we just achieved 20% of the results we expected with that feature. So it's not just deliver, it's deliver the right things on the right proportion to that our customers are asking us to have.
And I think that example that you made is great, because as a team, you put the effort on the output, which was delivering the thing, and you celebrated about delivering the thing. But what I'm then asking you is it right putting the effort on the actual delivery? I would say celebrating the actual delivery is an important part of every single team, because we're all putting effort in actually doing things, shipping things as fast as we can. But then what we really care and what we should be proud of is the outcome, the value that we're providing. We're shipping a feature, no one is using that. Are we proud of that? Probably not as a team. So that's why I'm not a big fan of celebrating, we've released that, but I'm a better fan of, we've achieved X% of our objectives, and celebrate on that.
Actual releasing is where everything starts, not end, because we're gonna start learning from that. So it's better to have a very well-shaped solution, not a big design up front end solution, to deliver fast, learn fast, and start getting results to celebrate, and that's what really matters. Nice. So I'm really enjoying this conversation. I really like this. But going on, do you have any tip for us to avoid this waste? So as a head of product, as in this field of product management, 2, 3, 4 things that you remember that can support us on avoid this.
The first one, we've already spoken about that, and I would say focus on the outcome and not on the output. So focus on the value that you're trying to bring to the user, and focus also on the problem that you're solving. Don't focus too much on the solution, on what you're implementing in order to solve that problem. That I would say is my suggestion number one, because everything is starting from there. Example: if you want to increase checkout conversion, you can increase the checkout conversion in many ways. You can implement You can change the color of the buttons. It doesn't really matter what you're doing as long as you're achieving your outcome, your objective. So I would say that that should be the first tip. The second tip that I want to give you. Then, of course, for achieving an outcome, we need to identify some output that we want to do. And when you're thinking about output, consider them in an incremental way, and always challenge yourself: do I need that piece of work right now? Yes or no? And if I decide not to do that piece of work right now, what is the risk of not implementing that piece of work? Can I do anything manually to potentially postpone that piece of work? And if you say so, also have an action plan to monitor the things that you decided not to implement. Another example on Stripe Connect, we're trying to launch as soon as possible on 10 partners. We also need to push to Stripe our partners' bank account and bank information. But given that is a bit more complicated piece of information, because the details are encrypted into our system, so we need to send them to Stripe in a separate way. Can we launch without that piece of work? Yes, of course. But then, in order to make sure that those partners are enabled on Stripe, I will be manually copying and pasting those banks account into Stripe. So, is that something that can go on forever? No, but it would be waste implementing that right now if there would be other problems across the way. So focus on outcome, and then ask yourself: do I really need to implement this piece of information right now? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, what is your plan to monitor that? Those, I would say, are some tips that I would want to give everyone.
Cool.
Myself.
Yeah, I'm taking notice here. So yeah, very valuable tips. Well, I can stay here talking about that for longer. So I want to say thank you, Luca, to share your thoughts with us. Thank everybody that is watching this video. And yes, next week we will have more people here talking about other wastes. And it's very good to have everybody engaged on trying to deliver better in Treatwell. So it's a pleasure to have you here, man.
Thank you so much, Joao, and thanks everyone.
So bye-bye.